Welcome to Landria, Onkka on YouTube, here to help you break through fears and live an awesome life. Where the heck did fear come from? I mean, I think it's a DNA defect. I want to talk today about living in the present moment. Hacker T who usually plays the role of the ego, is taking a break because it's the holiday season. And we love each other during the holiday season, then we go back to being crazy people. I got this from my parents' house. My parents passed away and I just had to bring them home. We spend our time living in the past and then the future. Now, those of you who live in the past are probably torturing yourself about it. You're not living the past going, oh, that's so great. Most of the time you live in the past like, oh, I miss it, or it was so great, I miss it, or oh, God, what did I do, or, you know, what happened to me, or whatever, and it's horrible, right? We do that to ourselves, and that's just a story going on in your head. Okay, I'll stop. He doesn't like that. I also brought back my dad's huge collection of records, mostly 45s, and I bought a player, and I have been playing cleaning them up because they were moldy, every single 45. I'm going through every single one of them, and I know that it's making my parents happy, and they're gone, and I know that me putting up 4 Christmas trees is making my mom very happy. And I know they're in a beautiful, awesome place, and that they are still getting to experience the things that I'm doing here. We're connected, right? So I know that when I do positive things, that I'm sending out really great vibes, and that they love that, and that I'm here doing my job. Now, I have to admit that I look into the future too. When I look into the past, I look at all the wonderful things, and I remember my family, and we had wonderful Christmases. My mother did an amazing job. My family's wonderful. We made Swedish potato sausage every year. We got together like a couple days before, a few days before, and made this for Christmas Eve. It was a big, big deal. Now, you might not come from that. Maybe you don't have great memories. But I want you to remember that there is no chaos in the universe, and that everything has a purpose. You got to ask yourself what this particular journey. See, we think of ourselves as just one-trick ponies, you know, and we think of ourselves as, you know, either blessed or not in this life that we're living. But that's just not true. We all get to experience those beautiful, happy, peaceful lives, and then some of the most traumatic, horrible ones. We get to go through and experience them all. You don't have to believe that. I happen to. But the bottom line is, you know, what are you clinging to right now that's not serving you well? Now, I have a tendency to always be looking in the future because I'm a planner. It excites me. I think it's wonderful. And I also see myself in the present moment as the person who does that thing in the future. So even if it's not going on in my life and I have, let's say, huge success goals for myself, I will already know that I'm that person. So I do bring my future into the present moment. That is critical. So a lot of people are sitting here torturing themselves from here, what they're missing or the horrible things that they experienced. They're not valuing it and appreciating it in the present moment. So when I'm in the present moment thinking about the past, I'm honoring my family. I actually have a little tree that I put their pictures on. And I want to bring them into the present moment with me in a positive way, because that energy and that frequency all matters, right? It all matters. And so let's talk about the future. Well, I always tell you, you can't just want something and think you're going to attract it. You have to actually see it as an existing reality. Quantum physics, see it as an existing reality. It actually will start to formulate. More you focus on it, you're switching all over the place and not believing and thinking you're the damaged person in the past here, then that future is not going to materialize. Why? Because you really shifted off of it into being the same person you have been. So when you can go into the present moment and say, you know, how do I bring the future into my present, the past into my present moment as a positive thing? How do I bring that in and see it as a learning experience? Somebody who makes the same mistakes everybody else. I meet so many people who tell me stuff and I'm like, yeah, tell me something traumatic. You know, there are people out there that have some real traumatic stories, and even then, I see so many of them seeing the value in it and saying, wow, I would not be the person I am right now. I have friends like that. I would not be the person I am right now had I not experienced that. They've risen above. They've used it as an opportunity to become something really powerful, because it takes a lot to break away from some of those, you know, very disturbing experiences, right? This is your opportunity. So can you do that and say, I am now the person who understands that everything I experienced was on purpose, and that I can use it and think of it differently. Now let's look at the future. So many of you, okay, and I will do a video on depression, because that's coming up a lot lately, especially around the holidays. When you look at the future, a lot of people are not seeing a positive future, and they get very depressed in the present moment. So again, maybe bringing stuff from the past, good and bad, to say my present moment isn't that great and my future's not looking good. So even if your heart isn't into it, if in the present doesn't look good for you, maybe you're in a dire situation, it was all the steps from that past that brought you to this present moment, and that can change right now. You've seen my videos. That can change at this very moment. Why? You're going to shift out of it and stop thinking like that person or seeing yourself as damaged. You're not. You can never be damaged. So when you look at your future, and this is why I have to actually pull myself back and say, okay, I so appreciate my present moment. I always do. I get up in the morning and I think, oh my gosh, I actually say this, I am the luckiest person on the planet. Holy cow, I must have been Gandhi in my last life, because I am the luckiest person on the planet. And it's not because I haven't been through stuff. It's because I think of myself as fortunate, and I think of all those things as part of an amazing journey that brought me to this, and I've used it to become something really useful. And enjoying my life. And saying, okay, I want to have fun along the way. I want to be abundant. I do desire all these things. So I'm going to create that. And so I see myself as that person, as I've given you practices. See yourself. And then I have a video on, you know, reverse engineer it. Somebody said, well, isn't that sort of dictating how it happens? Because I always say, you know, leave it to the universe. We'll bring it the way. But when you have fun and you experience maybe certain situations in your head on how that happened or how you got there, it gets you into being that person and excited. So no, you don't have to reverse engineer things and see how it plays out. That's not the purpose of that exercise. The purpose is to get you to start to be and think and experience in your head and visualize what it felt like to get to that final goal that you desire and you know exists. Because between here and there, a lot of people, they lose their enthusiasm and hope, and then they start to doubt themselves, and that's not manifesting what you want. That's you going right back over here into that negative thinking that serves absolutely no good purpose at all unless you enjoy being miserable. There are some people that are addicted to that. So if you desire this, as I do, I always have a goal. I always have something else I'm trying to achieve. Why? Because I love that journey. I love what it takes to get there. I enjoy it along the way. I'm not like unhappy until I get there. I'm like, okay, wow, this is amazing. This is so much fun and it's exciting. Because you know, you're going to look back and go, ooh, there was that journey that I was reverse engineering. Like, what does it take? All right, well, I guess I'm going to have to, you know, for me it would be like reach more audiences, you know, global audiences. People are asking me to do live events, and I'm not going to be successful at everything, right? I'm going to have to learn from some of it. I just had a book signing, and I was like, okay, it was not a good time of day to ask people in cold weather during dinner to come see me. So you learn along the way of how to achieve those goals, and you find that path, and that should be fun. If you're not enjoying that, then you're really resenting the journey to what you want, which means you shouldn't be shooting for that goal, because there's certain things that you're going to be required to do to get to that goal. So ask yourself if you're willing to do those things. Are you looking at the future all the time, unhappy here, and not really excited about the journey to get to that? So if you're living in the future and you're not enjoying your present moment, then we've got some issues. In other words, you're not liking who you are now. And you have to really love who you are now in order to be the person who knows they can achieve that massive goal. You have to switch into that role. So I am always that person, and I know that. I mean, I've got some major, major goals. Whether I achieve them or not, I'm okay, because I know that I'm going to go exactly where I need to be, because my real goal is to make a major difference on this planet. Major difference. And maybe it's not going to be in the way that I think it's going to. I'm open to that. And I want to have massive fun along the way. I want to really enjoy my life and experience new things. I've always loved experiencing new things. Travel, all these wonderful things, new stuff that I never would have wanted to do a few years ago. But I'm loving this life right now. So I go back, and the past is in my present moment. And I actually plane every single one. It's so much fun. But they're like every 2 minutes you have to get up and change it. I got to get one of those stack thingies. Ebb Tide by David Rose and his orchestra, back when they used to have the orchestra things. So cool. Cool, cool, cool stuff. So that's okay, because you are, you're seeing that past as something beautiful. You're bringing it into the present moment in a very positive way. You're seeing your future as something beautiful, and you know that you as the present person are going to get to do things now to get to that goal, but you're still appreciating what you're doing now. So don't be afraid to look at the past and the future and say, oh, I should be in the present moment. I can't. As long as you're appreciating and loving that present moment and bringing that as a part of a positive energy and looking that as part of a positive energy, and it all really creates that new person that you are that sees life as something really beautiful. So sometimes we're thinking, oh, present moment, I'm not supposed to be doing. Really, seriously, we're always looking in the future. I don't know anybody that doesn't have future goals. It's just that when you are consumed and you are not even, like when you're on your phone and so you're not even looking where you are, or you're off someplace else, and you're not really appreciating your kids and looking in that room when when they're screaming and you're going, gosh, I can't wait to go on that vacation to get away from it. Instead of saying, you know what, in a few years, I'm going to look back and say, I wish these kids were in this house screaming, acting like idiots. I don't know how you guys do it. So what are you doing with your present moment? And how are you thinking of your entire life? How exciting is it to know that there are wonderful things that you can achieve? And it starts right now. Right now, being that person, loving that, not getting hung up on it, and looking around saying, I love where I am now. And so those who have shall receive more. And when you think that you have, even if it's not, everything that you would desire, if you have friends, if you have family, if you have children that you love, if you have a roof over your head, even if you don't own it, if you have a beautiful home, who says we don't have to play by those rules out there anymore? Throw them out the window. We're making our own rules. I always say, I'm on the no plan. I got that from a movie. I am on a plan. I'm on the no plan. All right? So join me on the no plan, please, because that means that you're going to allow life, and you're also going to look at your past differently. When you get older, you're going to continually see it. There's all these doors that are going to open, and your viewpoint's going to change. Your reality is going to change about what life is, and you're going to look back sometimes and go, wow, I hated that moment, and it was a pivotal time in my life. It was life-changing for me, and I didn't appreciate that at the time. Holy cow, that was amazing that happened. It might not be something so pleasant. So that's the present moment. Don't be afraid to bring that past in. Honor it in this moment. Really appreciate it and say, I'm here And I've got all these past memories and all these wonderful things that I can bring my family into and have them share that present moment with me, even though they're all gone. And then look to the future and say, wow, I've got all these exciting things happening. I will prepare in the present moment for that. What does that take? And enjoy it. I'm working my tail off. I mean, massive hours to create e-courses for you, because I know that's how I'm going to really make a big difference, is to really guide you guys through weeks of training. And I'm almost done with that. And I'll tell you, it took me over a year to do it. I was really shocked it took that long. I'm loving it. I'm loving it because as hard as I work, I really know what that's going to create, and I see it in every lesson I do. I see that future. And I appreciate what I'm doing at that moment. The videos, the audios that I'm doing, picking the music. Sometimes it takes me days to put this stuff together. I love it. That's that present moment. I'm not saying, oh, I can't wait to get this over with to do that. That's why it's so important for you to love what you do. You guys, you can visit both of my sites, landria.net and .com. One's a business site, just so you know, and it's for people who want to go to my academy. It's really an academy to learn how to create businesses online. That's all it is. Don't get hung up on that crap, okay? Keep an open mind. Can you? You know, sometimes it's tough. I find myself, going, well, but, oh, catch that, We're humans. We're all going to gravitate and have triggers. But can you see it differently? And bring that beautiful life into the present moment at all times. There is nothing else. You're whole and perfect, strong and powerful, loving, harmonious, and happy. Blessings to you, my friend. I love you. You are unconditionally loved. Namaste.